Hi everyone, my name is Karen Torres.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lidia Rabanales. Welcome to Sculpting or Soul Podcast, a podcast where you can hear about experience living for medicine of happiness. If you stay listening to us, maybe you could find you are not the only one in this huge world.
Yeah, if you heard the last episode, probably you know a little bit about us. In case you didn't, take a look. But don't worry because today we're going to talk about something related to or emotionally and how we live it, especially focusing in the emotion mainstay. So first of all, I really want to know how do you define your emotional life, Lydia?
Well, I have to say that I grew up in a family who has a really emotional, really bad emotional education. I mean, every relative in my family got depressed and I got two. But the difference is that I've been trying to be better. So I go to therapy since I was 11 years old, and even so, it's difficult to deal with my emotional life because we are constantly changing. So there's always something new that makes you feel sad or makes you feel bad or something like that. But
Yeah, that's true. We are always learning. In my case, well, it's it's like neither bad nor the best emotional life, I will say. I know that I have to improve this area, but I think I know more than when I was younger. And I am always trying to learn something new and try to identify all all of me, like my emotional part and all of that. So I think right now it's better, but I think that I lack of emotional intelligence in so many areas. For example, I would like to be more conscious about my emotions and can express without any fear to others my feelings, my limits, my toes and everything. So I think it's it's not complete yet. I need to improve that area.
yeah, it's true, and it's difficult because you are constantly changing. So you always have to make a process where you can know yourself again and again and again and again. So you are not always the same person. So I think that that's why sometimes it's a little bit difficult to have an emotional life that could be more stable. Maybe I have to say that because I think that everybody is looking for stability in an emotional way. But I think that we can't be totally stable, because we are humans. So yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's true. We are always changing. And also, the emotions help us to just like change who we are and experience. Obviously, you always learn something uh, for the people around you, like sometimes you copy their personality or you just learn something new. And obviously, the what's going on around you influence you a lot. I think I don't know if it happens to you, but sometimes when I was younger, I felt like I just copy the personality of the people who I admire without even notice that.
Um, I think that yeah, maybe in some time of my life, but I think that it's normal because we are looking for a real, personality. So we have to, try different things and different ways to be, for example, just to know that maybe we are not like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And what do you think is the most difficult thing that you have had to learn?
I would say that maybe the most difficult thing that I have had to learn is maybe I would say that I have an inner child, my inner child that is alive, and it's inside of me. And it's difficult because sometimes you are not aware that that inner child asks for you. For example, sometimes you feel that sometimes it's painful and you don't know why, or yeah, and you feel like, I don't know, but it's like I sometimes feel like I am a child anything or for something in a specific that for an adult could be something simple, but when I take the time to listening to myself, I realize that it's my inner child who's is talking, and it's really difficult because you have to understand that you are a child too. So sometimes people say something like, but you're an adult, why do you do this, or why do you act like that, be mature or something like that. And it's like, yeah, but I'm a child too. So and this inner child has their bounds, so their traumas, her traumas, sorry. So I have to attend that, and for doing that, I have to be conscious that that inner child lives inside of me, even I don't like it. But actually, for me, it's wonderful to know that I still being a child in some way. So I have the opportunity to keep playing or keep enjoying activities, or maybe I keep doing stupid things and be happy with the simple things, as a child, does always. And
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, now that you mentioned that, yeah, I got you. I understand what do you mean because this week one day I was really sad and I was like, oh, why? And I started to think why I was sad, and I just realized that I wanted to someone take care of me because I was so tired to take care of myself. And I was like, but I am an adult. I have to. It's my responsibility. But it was like, oh, this is not me. This is my inner child trying to ask for help because when I was a child, I will say that I didn't have someone to could take care of me. So now sometimes when I am tired, I would like to someone take care of me, obviously. and and also when I had a fight or something and I want to cry just because I just remember, maybe not consciously, but unconsciously, I know that I remember how I felt in the same situation and how now, even if I am older, I can express myself or the people is not listening to me, and it's difficult because you are trying to do it in a good way or the best way as possible with everything that you know now and your tools and everything, but in the end your inner child just come out of you, I would say. So yeah, it's really funny. Mm. Now I think the most difficult
Yeah,
thing that
talking about the things that.
go ahead, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
The thing that I was saying is that now that you are talking about events that we passed through this weekend or this week, I had experience a similar experience, because I felt very sad, and actually I had a stomach ache and some physical symptoms. And then when I took my time to think, I realized that this week I this week I yeah I can say that I have a year ago I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. So it was really hard to notice that my body uh feels the trauma, the, my body feels, or yeah, and lives that broke up as a trauma. So it was very difficult, it was like very difficult to understand that my inner child was harder, but yeah, was harder because of because of 1 year ago, I suffered something difficult to me that I thought that I got over.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting how your body speaks when you are hiding or suffering inside and you don't let it go. Your body in the end tells you like you are doing something wrong. So yeah, it's true. So the most difficult thing that I had have to learn, I will say that it's express myself, express my emotions, my needs, because I I was a kid who just like save everything and don't speak because I don't know, I don't remember why, but I just grew up in that way, and now I just handle it until I can't take it anymore and I need help. Obviously now for me it's easier to ask for help because I had my friends. I have my friends, and I feel comfortable with them. Like I know that I can ask for love or for help or whatever I need and be listened. And I don't know, it's really nice. But yeah, I think the most difficult it will be that like understand yourself, your emotions, when you need to ask for help, and be patient with yourself. Like it's not something that we are used to it. Usually we push ourselves until we can take it anymore. So yeah, I will say that. So
Yeah,
the
and sorry. Yeah, I really want to know what advice would you give us to live a better emotional life?
okay. First of all, it's listen to yourself because your body, your emotion have a reason or a purpose. Also, I will say that the best way of have a better emotional life is to go to therapist because in the end is the only person that understand just a little bit our complex mind and try to explain you what's going on. But more than that, find a good therapist because I know it's something difficult. I remember when I was in a hard time or difficult situation, I remember that I tried to talked with a therapist, but I felt like she didn't pay me attention or listening to me. So it was a waste of money and time. So it's difficult to find a good therapist that you can feel comfortable and match with the therapist. So even if it's hard, it's necessary. It's helpful. And obviously be patient with yourself. In the end, You need to accept your own limits. Don't compare yourself with others. Um, and yeah, accept who you are, who what you can do. Because I used to like compare myself, like why other people can do more that I can do, because I get tired easily, or emotionally I am prone to cry and all of that. So I just accepted that, and it's just like, okay, it's okay. So that will be my advice. What about you, Lydia? What advice would you give us to live a better emotional life?
I think that, as you said, be patient with yourself. Be conscious that you have your own process. Don't compare with others because everybody has a different background, a different context. So maybe you can see other people that are more privileged than you. So maybe you had to deal with trauma when you were a child. So that it's very difficult. So give to you your time to heal and be conscious that sometimes I think that we used to watch a lot of videos on social media where people is telling that healing is improve yourself and be the best version of yourself, for example. But for me, I think that sometimes healing is more than be the best version of you. It's more related with accept the awful part of yourself as you accept the beautiful part of yourself. So I think that maybe try to be the best, trying to be the best version of yourself could be a little bit stressful because you are always pushing yourself to be a version of you that you aren't, you know, because you don't appreciate the person that you already be today at this moment. So, for example, sometimes when I feel sad, sometimes when something hurts me, I used to think that I really would like to be another kind of person. I don't know, maybe I would like to to be more patient or something like that. Uh, but I'm not, you know, I'm not that person. So I have to appreciate the person that I'm ready and now, and it's very difficult. But how can you heal something that you don't accept that is the reality? You
Yeah.
know, so to change something about yourself, you have to accept the first version of you. And also, I would say that accept the bad emotions because, for example, the anger can tell you when someone is hurting you, when someone is attacking your personal values, for example. So you have to set boundaries to that person. The sadness tells you that there's something in your life that you have to change. So the sadness makes you be more calm in order to listen to yourself, you know, in order to have an inner discussion with yourself, I think. So, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely agree with you, Lydia. And thank you for your advice.
Thank you, Karen, for your advice too. Okay, I will make a little summary of the things that we said today. And okay, the first, I would say that it's important to be patient with ourselves be conscious that sometimes we need professional help and we have to look for that. But we are conscious that sometimes we can't because maybe it's expensive or maybe we haven't found the specific professional that is useful for us, for example. So you can do things to improve yourself, but it's important to know you and accept yourself in order to uh, change something that you know that is true, you know. And also express our emotion is one of the most healthiest express our emotion is one of the healthiest activity that we can do because recognizing and validating our emotions, it's the door to know ourselves. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you to everyone for listening to us in Sculpting Ourselves podcast. We hope this episode has been helpful for you. Don't forget to share with your family, your friends, or someone that you know that probably can help this conversation between Lydia and I. So, see you in next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.